Who said your annual goals should take 12 months? This is my master plan to expedite my goals this year, and I'm gonna walk you through how I'm gonna get it done in just 12 weeks. You might be wondering why I want to expedite my goals.
Can we get her in there? Is she in? Hey girl, hey.
Listen, I got 100 days left until this girl shows up, and the last one got to the party early, so things to do. The real question should be, why do we want our goals to take 12 months? I think it's interesting how excited we get in January. You set your annual goals, so in theory, you're like, oh yeah, I'll get them done by December of this year. It's so far away. Future me is gonna be awesome and not mad at me at all for putting all of this on her. So ask yourself, are the things that you're hoping to achieve this year something you want so bad that you would choose to complete them in less time if you could? It's a very different mindset to be in. I got this idea from one of my favorite planning books, The 12-Week Year from Brian Moran. He also has a co-author, Michael Lennington. We don't like to forget the co-author. Here's what the authors want you to know about the difference between 12-week planning and 12-month planning. Things don't get done in terms of months. Things get done in weeks and days and, quite frankly, hours. So when you're looking at a to-do list and it's like, oh, that'll happen in June, that's just too easy to put off and allow to be very vague. And so it's not that predictable. I think this is very useful because that's the other allure of annual goals. We can just sort of put them out there and give ourselves the freedom to say that it'll happen when it happens during this year. And all you have to do is worry about whatever year it is. We need structure. Structure is what gives us freedom, not willy-nilly, it'll happen when it happens. I will fight anyone on that. That's why my baby sleeps at night. The biggest thing to bring to the table if you're going to go through this kind of planning is a broader vision. And I know you have that because you wouldn't have goals annually, monthly, whatever. You wouldn't have something that you're working toward if you didn't see a vision for who you're trying to become or what you're trying to build. So bring that vision to the table. There's so many more details about that in the book, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna get straight into the planning. I'm gonna share what my biggest goals are for this year and therefore in my 12-week plan and how it's gonna happen. Starting off is very simple. We need to come up with your 12-week goals. Now, you're probably gonna look at whatever it is that you decided to do for the year and write them down. My thing that I would like you to keep in mind is that a goal is something that is controllable. So what is it that you can control that you're gonna work toward this year over the next 12 weeks? When it comes to my career, there are a certain number of videos that I post on an annual basis. So I was trying to get to a certain number of those videos while I am going to be taking a maternity leave at a certain point in the year. Knowing that I average about 50 videos per year on this channel, I wanted to not get to 50 in 12 weeks because that would be overkill, but I wanted to at least get halfway there. So one of my 12-week goals is to post 20 YouTube videos. You're probably already seeing them come out because I made this plan before the year started. Some of them may not come out before baby. They might just be prepared. So I just wanted to have this as done by my 12-week mark. Also, got a baby coming, and I'm only picking 2 things here because I'm keeping it focused. I don't need too much to do. This is already going to be a lot to do in a short period of time. I don't need 3 goals here. I need 2 major things. The other thing being personal, which is prepare for Bambina. Number 2, arrival. So there's a laundry list of things I need to do to prep for baby, and that's gonna take up the other chunk of my time. Keep this list focused. Do not write 5 things. If you have 3 things, I really hope that 2 of them are so closely linked that they're going to help each other and it's critical that you reach them. Otherwise, keep this short. You're gonna be happy you did. Knowing the vision, who you're trying to be, and what you're going to achieve in order to get closer to who you're becoming. Now we need to know how we're gonna get this to happen. If you have more than 1 goal here, then start with your first one. Goal, 20 YouTube videos. And the important thing here is that you just start breaking out the tactics and when they need to happen. So we're gonna put tactics on one side, due date on the other side. This does not need to be overly complicated. This list for me, I could overly complicate this. I was prepared to write out intricate detail all of the things that I do for each video and therefore what would be due each week, but I don't need to do that. I can break tactics into sub-tactics on my own in my own project manager. The reality of the situation is there are just a few things I have to do on a super consistent basis in order to reach this goal. For instance, I'm going to create video 1 in week 1. Everything from planning to shooting to getting it out, I'm gonna do that in week 1. Create video 2. I might also decide to do that one in week 1 because I've got 12 weeks and I got 20 videos to do. So you can see the theme here. Create video 3, week 2. Create video 4, week 2. That just so happens to be this one, by the way. I could go on and on and on, and you should go on and on and on. This list should be exhaustive. You should know exactly what you need to be doing every single week based on what is here. Some other things to keep in mind is that your goals might directly correlate to habits. So if there are habits that need to go under tactics, you can put that here. For instance, I make a lot of my videos based on what I learn, both in life experience, work experience, and reading. Reading a book needs to happen on the daily. Keeping an idea log, that's ongoing. I mean, you could also put daily there, but that is something that is ongoing. So I would probably put daily there just so it's showing up in my list of tactics every single week. Where's the idea log? Are you checking in with it? And I need to write ideas daily. So I'm going to be putting that here too. So anytime I have an idea, a quote, a story that inspires me, an example, a client interaction that makes me think I want to share that with more people, I write that down in a designated place so that when I am going to create each piece of content, I can pull from that and start to formulate things a lot more easily. I don't want to start from a blank slate every week. So I'm doing things like reading, keeping an idea log, and writing ideas as soon as they happen for me. So those are going to be some of those ongoing habits. You want this list to be as exhaustive as possible when you're doing this pre-planning. But is it going to be the whole list? No, because execution is going to show you a lot. So you're going to add to this list as well. And some of these timelines are going to change. But plain and simple, if you are trying to say, I have a goal, even if it's like aspirationally, I want a number of views or subscribers. How does that happen? By creating great content for that content to be better every time. As a matter of fact, another really important tactic, measure analytics. Anybody who's posting content weekly, that's going to show up on every single week list because I need to see how did I do, how did it perform, and how do I get better as I go instead of just creating these in a vacuum. So if you're trying to get better, that's great. But if you're not doing the work at all, you can't get better. You have nothing to measure. Write this list out, let it continue to grow, have the place where you're going to keep track of your 12-week plan ready. This may not be it, more on that in a few. But don't be afraid for this list to be long as you know exactly when you want those things to happen in order to reverse engineer your 12-week plan. It's so simple. It's like, okay, if you want to do this in this space of time, how do you then do it? It will make you look at your calendar very differently after this. Okay, let's get into my next goal. There's a whole lot more on that list, but you get the point. Prepare for Bambina. This one's much more of one of those life projects that has tons of random things that you don't want to forget to do. So what are they? And when do they need to happen? Just get it down on paper. One of my favorite things that was brought up by the author is that simply by writing down what you need to do, you are 80% more likely to do it. You might know all this stuff, you might be able to keep it in your head, but the action of writing it down makes you 80% more likely to do it. So that is why it may seem like we're writing something that seems obvious, but it's actually going to activate you in a different way. Okay, so one thing I know I need to do, I need to order my breast pump. I also need to shop for onesies. All my newborn stuff has just gone missing. I need to get a vaccine, order new changing table, organize nursery, register with the hospital, plan new daily routine. Now that we have 2, things are going to be changing. And the list goes on. You should have something for every week of the 12 weeks, and some things will get done sooner, some things will not be on this list that you'll be like, and you will add it on, and you will need to assign it a given week. Like I said before, things don't get done in 12 weeks, they get done each week, each day, and in the hours that you have blocked out for your focused work, for the things that are most important to you. What you're going to do, and I'm not going to do it in this video because you get the point, this is your 12-week plan, but this is telling you what you need to have on a weekly plan. So anything that fell into the week 1 category, you're going to now put in a week 1 plan. Now, when you go to look at where week 1 is on your calendar, you say, okay, here's week 1. Here are the things that have to get done week 1. Let's start scheduling it in. Let's start time blocking it. If you were to write this list out and say you had a year to do it, it would take you that long. But by giving yourself a shorter term deadline, you are making it so much more actionable for you to say, I can inch this thing forward every day. For fans of Notion, if you want to put your 12-week year plan into a Notion template, there are so many beautiful options available to you on Etsy, but I must warn you, a lot of them are using that phrase for searchability, and they aren't actually modeling it after the 12-week year planning. If you see any of them that want you to start checking off things happening on a quarterly basis, that's how you know it's not a real 12-week year template. I found a beautiful one that follows the model very well and makes it really easy to check in on your tasks and check in with your vision. And I will link to that in the description down below in case you're interested in buying a template for Notion to help you do this. It is nice to be able to look at something pretty when you're going through your goals and checking off your tasks. And if after all of this, you're only stressed out, overwhelmed, and not at all interested in following the action plan that it would take to reach that goal that you had picked for yourself this year, well, at least you know you've been focusing on the wrong thing and you can course correct it right now.